Hey everyone, we're hours away from the start of the second DPC season, the Spring Tour. Here's what you need to know before it begins on Monday, March 14th. Eastern Europe's Spring Tour has been postponed indefinitely due to the Russian invasion. In the recent blog post by Valve, they said they were contacted by organizations and teams to see if it can be continued, but they declined to keep it running during this period, but are looking at alternative ways to run it. As the terrible suffering caused by the war in Ukraine unfolds, we do not see a way that the Eastern European DPC League can happen as envisioned for the foreseeable future, and it was with much regret that we recently had to postpone the Spring Tour in one of the community's most vibrant and storied regions. Some Eastern European players have also recently contacted us asking for the league to continue. At this time, we don't believe that it is possible. However, we are engaging directly with all of the teams and players in the league to see what their individual situations are and whether there might be ways that we could proceed. There have been some people going around asking Valve to ban Russian players, and Valve responded. Dota is inextricably a global game. The very name of the international itself is a testament to shared celebration of sport that connects people of every nation into a singular community of passionate fans. Our goals with the tournament and the DPC as a whole have always been focused on showcasing the enormous power of this human connection that thrives on participation from all parts of the Dota fandom, Valve wrote in the blog post. Beyond the Summit handed out a couple of bans in the Southeast Asian region. BTS have banned Team Orca and Team Apex from Division 2 and completely from Valve events. In the tweet, they wrote that evidence shows Team Orca players use Team Apex accounts to compete on their behalf. On another separate investigation that involved the BTS Pro Series also found that Team Orca was involved in match fixing. Team Orca did win the BTS Pro Series 10, and BTS ended by listing the banned players. During the recent DPC C qualifiers, evidence shows that Team Orca players used Team Apex accounts to compete on their behalf. This is an unacceptable breach of competitive integrity from both teams. Here's a list of players that are banned from Valve events. The biggest two are Chen VT Faded Jai Hao and Lai Ajit J Sun. VT Faded tweeted out that he acknowledges account sharing and in terms of the match fixing, he had no idea and will try to provide evidence. It's true, some people from Team Orca took part in the account sharing games with Team Apex in the C DPC. However, I really had no idea what regrets to uncover evidence of match fixing. I will try to gather some information that I can and hopefully appeal to Valve that I have no involvement and innocent from match fixing, as well as accusation of sharing accounts. Let's hope he can provide some solid evidence. It would be a shame to see a young talented player being barred from the game. Back to Eastern Europe, Navi gave a small update on the current situation and the future. They talked about the situation in Ukraine and its future. The war continues. Now every resident of Ukraine, including the Navi employees, is doing everything possible. They protect the cities as part of the armed forces of Ukraine and territorial defense, provide assistance in Ukraine as volunteers, or simply take care of loved ones. In March, we will launch several projects in support of the population of Ukraine. We hope for your understanding and support. We believe that when the war is over, we will return to our Navi offices and together we shall continue to develop Navi further on. If you have time, go and read Navi's statement. Back to the DPC Tour. Valve has released packs for the new Dota Fantasy that will grant new treasures. Just remember to set your lineup weekly. With the removal of Team Orca, a new Division 2 team is needed. There was a close qualifier and the Apes Esports have won the last spot in Division 2. Here's the ending.
I guess. Maybe the life stealer as well?
Even
roll
life
up.
stealer. Oh no.
Oh, they're on top of the life stealer. Is there any way to be able to protect the position one? The chain control is on point. Multiple BKBs expended. Does have a buyback here for this last set of barracks.
So
You may as well force it out.
Creep wave.
You gotta force it out. What are yours? Oh my lord, Delul gets serious as soon as he looks to jump. They waste the arena as well. Buyback expended. Now he wasn't even able to pop the read. Does it die back for the life stealer? Lim's in. Delul's in. They sense blood in the water. They want to take this game, securing their spot into Division 2. Mega creeps on the cards. T4s, and they've done it. The ex-army geniuses, lads. Lim, Momain Dyer, UK, and the likes of Jick Roy, along with Delul, two fresh players.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with highlights from the Spring Tour. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a good week.